Hello YouTube, we're going to finally break down and redo this hammer. We wanted to leave it alone, but then you look at it, this is my little 12-ounce Estwing. I watched another YouTube channel to where one was done, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description there, if I can. If I can get it to work. Sometimes links work and sometimes they don't with my computer. It's the 12 ounce. We're going to use various brushes. We're going to start out probably with that right there. That big scrubby polycarbonate silicon carbide thing. And the handle will be just sanded with sandpaper, and then we're going to oil it. We'll probably just put some linseed oil in it. But here we go. Wish me luck. We'll come back to a real short clip. I don't want this to be a real long video. So let's get to work. We'll be back for a couple short clips each time. Okay, this just using this wheel. See them deep gouges and pits? See that? We're going to try to take that either out with a belt sander or a sanding flapper disc on the 4.5-inch grinder. Because we want to do the best job we can with this. Also facing it there. Like down the inside of the claw, we'll use probably something small on the Dremel. We do put tape so we don't hit the leather. You know, you're chewing up the leather. Ooh, that gets warm. Yeah, we want this to be as smooth as we can. Even if we don't get it all of it out of here, we want at least this part of the hammer to look good. Because that's what was the worst part of my big Estwing. We're going to do this real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't get looked at too much. Here, back away. You can just see a before picture. So, back to work. Okay, we use a sanding flapper disc. Do pretty good. And then we can blend it with all our other brushes. Down in here, we're going to use something in our Dremel like those sanding rolls. Let's just dump everything out. We got a little can to keep everything in. Maybe like a stone. And then like the sanding rolls, I call them. And get some of that roughness out. So back to work. We're keeping these clips real short. So let's talk more pictures. Not bad. It'll look pretty good when we're done. Okay, this is worth showing. That's just with the grindstone. One of these. That's how bad the marks are in some of the spots. See those marks in there where it was views? Okay, now you go over here. This just grindstone, and this is the sanding drum. Big difference, huh? And we'll work our way down and get all the bad stuff out. We might as well do that with something small instead of trying to bite the big old brushes and everything. So, back to work. We're going to keep these clips real short. We're showing you what equipment we're using. That's the main thing. Less talk, more showing what tools are used. Stay tuned for more. Okay, various Dremel bits and etc. Down in the crack. I think you can see down in there. Blending them in. I just wanted to show you this if it shows up. See those two dents in there? We're going to grind them out and shape that. That's going to take a little work. I say when I brush it, it'll look pretty good. Because then it'll all be blended away. Because we know that scrubby brush is really aggressive. It's almost too aggressive after I've done that fine work with the grindstone and the sander. But we'll see. I just wanted you to see we haven't done nothing with that yet. That's last. I did wire brush that off so you can read it. We'll take a picture of it later. Okay, back to work again. I'm going to take a little break here. I'm thirsty. This with big grindstone. Pretty big one in there. Next we'll take a sanding drum. And we're going like this. We did go to the next pattern. You know, we want to keep this level. And then next we'll roll back with the sanding drum. We're trying to make that disappear the best we can. Okay, that's with the sanding drum. Then we're off to do everything with this wheel again, because we do not want to use this really now unless we have to touch up something. So we're off to go completely around it with this one to try to make the finish look the same. Because we're not going to use polish with a buffing pads or nothing. This is all going to be brushed with whatever wheels, because it's just a tool. So it's not going to be polished to a like you're polishing a piece of chrome or something. So there you go. let's go ahead and brush the whole thing. We'll see what it looks like. See if it's good enough. Well, that's about the best we can do, because we polish it, it's still going to show defects. So we're just going to stick with this finish. I mean, you can see pits. The handle, you're going to actually see lines where I took the big wheel too. This wheel does not work. It will melt if you try to do anything with it, and almost tries to melt. It did melt a little bit. It will not work on hard stuff like that steel. It just is not abrasive enough. You got to push too hard. So it'll get used for something. So there's still lines and stuff in there, but it's just a tool. We won't show you all the boring stuff with sanding the leather of the handle. We're just going to sand it and oil it. We'll be going like this with strips of sandpaper, sand all of whatever's off, and just put oil on it. So when we come back, it will be all done. I promise. You're not going to have to see any of this work, because you can do that any way you want. Like I said, we're just going to sand off the leather. So stay tuned, and then we'll be done pretty quick. Okay, we did the best we could with what sandpaper we had on the handle. Then we oiled it. It's already looking nasty again. It's going to need more oil. If you put oil in there, it looks really nice, and then it soaks in so fast. It should be almost about as dark as like that line. But it's better than what it was. I was just going to leave it. That was done with a 4.5 inch grinder to flatten it, and we took it to the belt sander to kind of polish it. Since it's all done with just abrasive wheels, the orange and the black. Well, and plus what dremel stuff I showed you. But the polishing itself is just that black scrubby wheel, then the orangey shred one. So we're not going to use any polish compound on buffing wheels or nothing. But there you go. Snap a few pictures of it. It's a hammer that gets used all the time when I'm using it for lightweight small nails, doing small carpenter work. So it's not going to hang on the wall. Hope I showed you where I got rid of that dent. Take a few photos, and thanks for watching this one.